Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Lick Branch Farm. Today I've got a couple things going on. I got some news I'm gonna share with you guys. I got some good news and I got some bad news. I also want to get down here in the garden where we transplanted the cucumbers last week in the succession planting video and give you an update on what they're looking like. I've got to spoon feed them today, and you know, that's going to help them out a lot more. But yeah, before we do that, if you guys aren't subscribers to our channel, reach over here in this right hand corner and click this subscribe button and click the bell notification so you get notified every time we put out a video. If you are one of our faithful subscribers, it's good to have you back. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember what video it was, I brought you guys down here where I had my peppers planted. This is going to be the bad news. And I've got a piece of a video that I started on a couple of days ago before I got this far, and I'll plug that in somewhere right around in here. So on this channel, we're going to try to be as transparent or as open as possible when it comes to what works and what doesn't work around here. And I've got one major flaw in the gardening technique that I chose this year that I'm going to show you now. And I'm going to walk down here in the end and show you what the good of it looks like. So these peppers, I've got two different varieties. I planted King Arthur and I planted California Wonder. And you can see these guys here. I mean, they're looking great. Real thick. Got plenty of good looking fruit on it. Just no problems whatsoever. No weeds. No, I mean, I trellised them. Everything worked out great here. So we go middle of the row, and this is what it looks like. So, and there's a reason for that. If you look behind it, you see how wet that is? How wet this bottom is? You see that standing water? That was water from Saturday. That was 3 days ago. So what I'm thinking is happening, because you can see the ends of the row look great. They're on the high ground. And I've been harvesting a lot of peppers off of them. Matter of fact, I took, I don't know, maybe 1.5 dozen to market this weekend. But the middle of the row is being saturated with water. I mean, it's just staying waterlogged. It's, and I push, I mean, it's drowning them, basically, is what it's doing. It's drowning my pepper plants. So you can see in that video where we had the peppers in a row in this area right here. This low-lying area where the tractor's sitting at right now. It's still wet, and we haven't had any significant amount of rain in a few days. I mean, almost a week. We've had, you know, splotchy showers, but me and Jace come in here and we got the peppers out and we transplanted them up here where the tomatoes are. And I got the tractor in here and started coming around. This will be probably the cool season crop garden for now, or the first garden. But the first area that we're going to plant anything in, let's put it that way. So I want to get this prepped. I got time, you know, we got a good month to get this area ready to put cool season crops in the ground. Cabbages, cauliflowers, broccolis, and I've got a lot of that stuff started already up here in the barn. So that's the bad news part. We had to move our peppers, and you know what, if that's the worst news I'm gonna get today, I'll take it. So I'm gonna walk up here real quick and show you where we had to put them. Now, I had to make an executive decision when it came to replacing the peppers where I put them, because if you remember right, we planted some lettuce out here, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I had to terminate that bed of lettuce in order to get these peppers in the ground. So you can see this one side of this row is bell peppers. The other side of the road is an Italian sweet pepper. We've got our jalapenos on the road next to it, which you can see some of them. I mean, these were peppers that I had up at the barn that I had started and were selling, and you know, they never moved. So, and I'm glad they didn't, because now I had enough to put in a whole new row. And yeah, tickled to death with it, because this area here, everything that I plant here grows really, really well. So that's the bad news side of it. We got that out of the way. I had to sacrifice a row of lettuce, and I lost, you know, maybe 12 bell pepper plants when I pulled them. The bigger ones wouldn't have survived. they had a huge root mass on them, and when I pulled them up, it just broke it all to pieces. So right now we're going to go down here and I'm going to show you these cucumbers that we transplanted over the course of the last couple of weeks. So down this row here is the national pickling cucumbers that we transplanted in the succession planting video. These are the guys you see me put in the ground. I know you're gonna say, no, that's a month old. No, sir. These guys here, today is July the 22nd, and we are actually, well, a little over a week. We're a little over a week into that planting. And these are the ones that you've seen that we planted a couple of weeks prior to these. So these guys here already got cucumbers on them underneath these leaves. Got a lot of bloom. That's why I want to fertilize them now. I'm gonna spoon feed them, and I could use my fertilizer injector in the overhead. I mean, it will probably work, but I'd have to use more fertilizer to make sure that I got the right application at the roots, and I don't want to do that. So it's just easy for me to walk down here with my jar and my spoon and literally spoon feed each plant. Then I can turn my sprinklers on and water that fertilizer in. So yeah, these guys have been in the ground a month, 3 weeks to a month. These guys have been in the ground right at 2 weeks. Yeah, this coming Saturday will be 2 weeks. So yeah, that's a tremendous amount of growth in that short period of time, and we've had some pretty hot days. I mean, bumping 100 degrees, a couple of them, and yeah, and that's pretty hard on some of this stuff. So we're down here on the other side, and I don't know what video it was you seen me where I had pretty zucchini bushes and squash plants and all that stuff in here. Well, not today. This is where the patty pan squash was. This is where the green zucchini, and I had another row of green zucchini here and a row of cucumbers. So we ripped all that out, cleaned everything up. I went through and let everything dry out for a couple days, and I sprayed it real good for, you know, squash bugs and all that good stuff. I let it sit another day or two, and then we came back and we put in, this is Spineless Perfection zucchini. This is a yellow zucchini called Gold Mine, and it's doing really good. It hit the ground running. This is my go-to cucumber. This is the Cool Customer, and I've got this squash, this patty pan squash. I've got a Moonbeam and Sunburst. I've got these started up at the barn. They're just not quite ready to go in the ground, especially with the heat we've been having. So I'm gonna wait till it hits a few more leaves, and then we'll get them guys in the ground. But they grow, they're prolific, man. They grow super quick. And you can see the last row of cucumbers that we got. I mean, they're still trying, man. I mean, these cucumbers are, I mean, they don't stop. Look, it still blooms on them. And we have picked and picked and picked and picked and picked off of these things. It's crazy. Now, if my second planting does as well as my first did, we may not have to start any more cucumbers this year. I've already got some started anyway, just in case, because I see I got maybe half a dozen or so down there that don't look very well. And, you know, it is what it is, because it gets in spots to where the water stands and it just drowns them. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to replace them. Good thing I started some more. So, yellow squash. You can see these guys here. They're on their way out. These guys here are on their way in. I mean, that's just how we're rotating them out. And as soon as I see the first bloom on these guys, these come out, I'll start more and have them ready to go in the ground. While these are putting on fruit, I'll have these guys coming up behind them. And that should do us for yellow squash for the rest of the year. All right, guys, so I'm gonna end the video with the good news part of this. You heard me say many times that we were actually working towards a goal to become a legitimate farm-based business, incorporating a farm market that we own and that we operate out of, to where we could offer you produce, we could offer you pasture-raised meats, we could offer you, you know, different commodities farm-based. And, you know, my wife, she is actually waiting on an inspection so she can start selling, you know, what she bakes and what she cooks. I mean, she moves it now at the farmer's market and things of that nature, which we can do here. But to provide it for, you know, commerce, she has to have an inspection, and she has all the paperwork turned in and all that good stuff. So things are moving forward really, really quick. I recently submitted the application for the Farms LLC a couple days ago, first of the week, and was surprised to receive a certified copy of the Articles of Organization for Lick Branch Farms LLC. So our farm is officially in a business now, and I mean, we think it's a pretty big deal. We have been working hard towards this. This is one of the biggest steps in order for that to come to pass. We have to, you know, be organized, and we have to be more business minded with things in order to move on to the next step. And that brings me to the next part of our good news. Betsy and I have purchased a piece of commercial property to where all of this will start taking place soon, hopefully. Everything revolves around money, and everybody, you know, you guys know this, but everything now is 3 times what it was 2 years ago. So everything becomes more difficult to get done. There's a lot of things going on now with people, you know, being able to get people to do anything. I mean, I don't care how much money you got now. It seems like it is harder and harder to get people to work. So I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get down here and start spoon feeding these cucumbers so I can cut the sprinklers on for a little while. And then I'm gonna get on this tractor and start working some of this dirt some more. But yeah, I thought you guys would find that pretty interesting. You know, me and Betsy are tickled to death over it. We worked really, really hard, you know, to get to where we are now. And I mean, we're still not there, but we're really, really close to where we want to be. And, you know, she asked me the other day, she said, why don't we wait till we got this old before we tried this? You know, the simple answer was, you know, we had careers, we had jobs, we had kids. You know, we were putting them through college, and it was life. My answer, I mean, is just life. We're at a stage to where she and I are able to put forth the energy and the attention it takes to actually run a business. So, you know, if nothing else, this will be our legacy. We'll have this to leave to our kids and our grandkids, and then they can carry on if they wish. You know, they can carry on with it and do what they want to with it. But right now, we're going to enjoy it. There's still going to be a lot of hard work involved, but you know what? We don't back down from work. So guys, I'm gonna get with this, spoon feeding all these rascals here, and then I got some stuff I got to do up here at the barn. But yeah, glad you guys decided to join us this morning. And like I said earlier, if you haven't already, reach over here in this right hand corner right down here and click that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you get notified every time we put out a video. I'm probably going to try to steer most of these videos more towards, you know, the market farming market side of it here in the near future, because we're going to be doing a lot of that. And you know what, we got to make money in order to invest in this business. So you're going to see us move more towards the market side of it, and you know, into the progression of what we're going to put in the ground and what we're going to offer to people, so we can actually make more money. We're fixing to get ready to change seasons. We're going to go from, you know, season or summertime plantings to fall plantings. You know, we're going to get into onions, we're going to get into garlic, we're going to get into cabbage, you know, all that good stuff. So there's going to be a whole bunch of different topics coming up. So you don't want to miss any of that. Go ahead and click this subscribe button. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.